So in this series, we're talking about how can you boost your immune system and fight infection. And we're doing this by focusing on the mnemonic virus, where V is for vagus nerve, which connects your brain to your gut. And the real focus here is looking after your gut health. I is about inflammation, reducing inflammation in your body. And now we're on to R, which is all about resilience. Now, from a brain health coaching perspective, we talk about brain reserve. So when we are born born with a certain degree of brain reserve in our system. That's dependent on how we are grown in the womb of our mothers at the time, and also what our genetic predisposition is. So we start with a certain level of brain reserve, and over time, depending on life events, whether that's childhood trauma, whether there's accidents that happen, whether there's toxic environments that you're exposed to, whether you're dealing with mental health issues, whatever it may happen to be, our brain reserve declines over time, and we'll all have our own unique curve. And what happens is, as that declines, at some point, if our brain reserve has decreased significantly, we'll become symptomatic. So we'll start experiencing symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, for example, or whatever mental health struggles that you may be having. So we start experiencing symptoms. But really, we can talk about this from a whole body perspective. So if we don't have enough reserve in our body to fight infection, then we're going to become symptomatic much sooner. So the focus here is, if you feel that you're going down the curve at a rapid rate of knots, is to focus on doing the habits, doing the things that will boost your brain reserve, boost your whole body reserve. You're not stuck with the brain you have, you can make it better. So how can we boost our resilience to boost our immune system and fight infection? So from a coaching perspective, my framework is the WellBeing Warrior framework. And what we do here is a target that's focused on you. It's made up of 4 quadrants, which looks at your emotional, your physical, your mental, and your spiritual well-being. And wrapped all around that are the surroundings that you sit in. So what does emotional mean? Well, you can think of the mnemonic here, facts. So emotional is about how you feel, your feelings that you have at the time. Your physical well-being are the actions you take. This includes what you're doing from a workplace perspective to the habits that you have. Your mental well-being are the thoughts that you have. You don't need to believe every crazy thought that you have in your brain. And your spiritual well-being are your connections to yourself, your purpose, your values and beliefs, and your connection to others, your social circle. And finally, your surroundings, the environment that you're surrounded in. And all of this contributes to how focused you are on improving your well-being and how optimal you are from a well-being perspective. So how can we boost our resilience? Well, if we look at it from this WellBeing Warrior framework, is check in with your emotions and focus on the emotions that you want to have. So at the moment, I'm feeling energized, vibrant and alive. What feelings do you have for yourself at the moment? How do you want to feel? Constantly check in with your emotions. If you're feeling sad, mad, frustrated, ask yourself why. What is it that's causing you to feel that way? What can you do to change the status quo? Physical perspective, if we think about it from an immune system perspective, then what can you do? What actions can you take to boost your immune system? Are you eating healthily? Are you drinking healthily? Are you exercising? So the NHS guidelines for exercise is 150 minutes of moderate exercise every week. Are you taking the time to exercise your mind and body? Now, do the exercise that is appropriate to you. And we know from scientific study that exercise can help boost your immune system. It certainly can also help manage your stress levels. It is really important in helping you build the number of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin helps boost your mood. Dopamine helps with your motivation. From a mental perspective, think about your thoughts. Do not believe every crazy thought you have. Your brain frequently lies to you. So don't get wrapped up in your thoughts. And if you're struggling with dealing with your thoughts, then write them down and challenge them. Talk back to them and ask yourself, is that thought true? How do I feel with that thought? How would I feel without that thought? What can you do to turn that thought around? And then ask yourself, is that turnaround more true than what you've been telling yourself in the first place? Focus on challenging those thoughts. And finally, spiritually, is making sure you really connect with your purpose, your values and beliefs, and also looking at your connection to your friends. Are your friends and your family and your social circles supporting you, helping you boost your immune system? So vitally important. So that's what we can do to really help build our resilience, to resist infection and support our recovery. I really hope you enjoyed part 3 of how to boost your immune system and fight infection. If you'd like to find out more, please listen to the other parts of this series, of which there are 5 in total. Or if you want to learn how I can help you boost your brain health and performance so that you can learn how to show up as your best self, please click on the link below to register for a free 30-minute coaching session. Take care of yourself.